Imagine you're one of the biggest rap stars in the world. You have multiple #1 hit singles and platinum records. Before you were toiling away in the underground rap scene for years and tried to battle drug and alcohol addiction issues. Nobody gave you the proper respect, especially being an independent artist. Nobody expected the success you would have, or if you would ever have success. But now, you rose from the dead and not only beat your addictions, but now you're headlining tours and winning Grammys. This was the story of Macklemore. He completed one of the greatest underdog music stories in recent memory. He was an omnipresent force in pop music in the mid-2010s. So how is it that just a couple years later, very few would care about a new Macklemore project, including myself? How did this happen? In this video, I want to take a look at the fall of Macklemore and how he mostly squandered his potential and potentially ruined his career in ways that he could have avoided it. But if you enjoy the content, show your support, hit the like button and hit the subscribe button down below. And if you return a subscriber, hit the notification bell to be alerted for new content. Let's go back to the 2014 Grammys, one of the biggest nights in Macklemore's life. He was a critical darling when he released The Heist back in 2012, but was a long shot in terms of winning in the rap category. I mean, take a look at this. In the best rap album category, he was going up against giants like Kendrick Lamar, Drake, Kanye West, and Jay-Z. I mean, who the hell thought that he would beat all of those guys? I mean, he didn't have much of a chance. But to many people's surprise, Macklemore and Ryan Lewis won Best Rap Album. And not only that, he won 3 other Grammys, including Best New Artist. Now, what should have been the best night of his career turned out to be one of the worst. Almost immediately, media backlash set in, as many thought Kendrick should have won over Macklemore. And they have a good case too. His album Good Kid, Mad City was being hailed as a modern classic. In retrospect, yeah, Good Kid, Mad City definitely should have won Best Rap Album. Maybe even Yeezus. Lots of people were accusing Macklemore and the Grammys for being racist and honoring white privilege, especially since Macklemore was the only white rapper in the category. Now, The Heist was actually a good album. An album I still go back to and revisit from time to time. Even the hit songs like Same Love and Thrift Shop and Can't Hold Us, they're still pretty good to listen to. And it was very successful in the pop charts. So I can see how the Grammys could pick Macklemore to win. However, I can also understand how many people could be angry about the result. I mean, the Grammys have had a history of continuing to look over significant contributions from minority artists. But, come on, if you're gonna be mad at anybody, be mad at the Grammys, don't be mad at Macklemore. I mean, it's Macklemore. Don't waste your energy on this guy. But see, this is where Macklemore messed up. After winning the Grammy, he apologized to Kendrick Lamar for stealing his award. Personally, I think this was a big mistake. Listen, I don't care who you are. You don't apologize for being somebody in a race. Does Tom Brady apologize to Patrick Mahomes for stealing his Super Bowl? No. And I don't care if deep down inside you really feel this way. You just don't say it in public. You're just asking for it. I believe this night was the beginning of the change of public perception in Macklemore. And sadly, he fed into it. Now he was being called weak by the hip-hop community and being a culture vulture and all that stuff. At the end of the day, we don't care about your sympathy, Macklemore. Just take the award and shut up. But regardless, he was no longer the underdog, and now he was the media darling, while other publications were calling him the next great white hope. So now that Macklemore was a pop superstar, that meant that everything he did was now under close watch. And I don't think Macklemore handled it very well. Soon after he performed a concert dressed up in a stereotypical Jewish costume, for no reason. I mean, literally, I really don't know why he dressed up in this costume. You can't be Mr. Righteous Guy and anti-prejudice and preaching same love if you're wearing a costume that literally represents prejudice, you know? Come on, Macklemore, use your head. Then he released Downtown, his first new single in 2 years. And yeah, I know it has its fans, but personally I think this song is a mess. I mean, there's a singing breakdown, there's multiple beat changes, there's a rap breakdown from Melly Mel, Kumo D, and Grandmaster Caz. And I understand that they're rap legends, and you want to pay tribute to that era of hip-hop, but the song just doesn't work for me. I mean, none of these ideas meshes together fluidly. It just sounds like a train wreck. And what's even worse is that it's a painful retread of Thrift Shop. But at least Thrift Shop had like a singular message. I mean, yeah, it was a corny message, but we got what the song was about. You It's about a guy who likes to go thrifting and proves that, saving money and being frugal is better than, spending lavishly. You can still have a good time. But what the hell is Downtown about? He's talking about where to buy mopeds, being into a girl who has 1988 Mariah Carey hair, and having layers like tiramisu? What? Nah, bro, I'll pass. If this is the Downtown you're describing, I'm going uptown. Then he released This Unruly Mess I Made, which included the closing 8-minute song White Privilege 2. And look, once again, I get the sentiment and I appreciate the message, but if you wanted this message to be clear and powerful to the masses, it should not have been 8 minutes. In my honesty, it was too indulgent, and just like the song, the album was all over the place. It got a misreception in the media, and Macklemore and Ryan Lewis parted ways shortly thereafter. It wasn't exactly the album that should have followed up the heist if he wanted a bigger career. And then a year later, he released Gemini, a record he described as one that isn't political and it's just about having a good time. And guess what? I fucking hated it. Like, I really, really hated it. In the first place, to be honest, I barely even knew that he was releasing an album. What I liked about Macklemore is that he did talk about the important issues that a lot of people in the hip-hop community weren't talking about. Was he preachy? Yeah. Was he earnest and too over the top? Of course. But so is U2, so is Public Enemy. But fans love him for that, and there's nothing wrong with that. If that's your lane, if that's who you are, then be who you are. But now, getting away from all that, and getting away from those political messages and that socially conscious content that you were known for, you're basically losing the biggest thing that your fans loved about you. You're losing a huge element of your artistry. Nowadays, I can't tell who a Macklemore album is for anymore. At least with Ryan Lewis, he provided interesting and catchy production for Macklemore. I can easily tell a Ryan Lewis beat from other beats because it was distinctive and a little quirky, but it still had those great pop elements that caught your ear. But this album, Gemini, now Macklemore's production sounds the same as everything else in pop and rap. And there was one song where I literally thought that he had Chance the Rapper. Literally, go back and listen to that song, Corner Store. It sounds like a bootleg Chance the Rapper. And last I've heard of Macklemore, he said that he's releasing a Magic Rap album. Yeah, you heard that correctly. Macklemore is going to be releasing a Magic Rap album, and apparently it has some fans.
Macklemore says he's a magician now, releasing Magic Rap album. Good for him.
Yeah, I heard this the other day.
I like that guy. Good for him.
He's a magician.
I bet he could do it.
Well, I'm glad that Joe Rogan feels that way, because I know I ain't checking that shit. I feel bad for Macklemore because I think he received the brunt of too much criticism and backlash, and I'm sure it messed with his head and affected his musical direction in a bad way. I also heard that he relapsed due to the success and constant media pressure after winning those Grammys. And I genuinely hope that Macklemore beats his addictions once and for all and lives a happy life. Now looking back, I think he was a good rapper, and he came in hip-hop at a time where there needed to be something different. A lot of people in hip-hop, they kind of take themselves way too serious, and hip-hop has been known for having great party records over the time. It's not just all about talking about getting money and killing and being a gangster. It can have some fun too. And I think Macklemore was kind of a throwback to that era of like Heavy D and Beastie Boys and Fat Boys and all that stuff. And I think a lot of other rappers took from the Macklemore playbook and got successful. Logic. But the big problem is that Macklemore shouldn't have cared too much what the media thought, what others have thought about him, what the hip-hop community thought. He should have been true to himself. You're already gonna be bashed for being a white rapper in hip-hop culture anyways. Fuck it, if you want to make music that makes you happy, then do it. If you want to make message-filled music, then do it. Who cares what others say? If you're dope, then people will eventually respect you. Shit, I already hear he's making a comeback with his new song, Trump's Over Freestyle.
Trump's over, he lost. Social media kicked him off, he gone. Throw a party on the White House lawn. Retire the liar, impeach that orange hoe so long.
See? That's the simplistic and overly preachy Macklemore that I know. Now, is he ever going to reclaim his thrift shop era stardom again? Probably not. But then again, if Mike Posner can make a comeback, damn it, anybody can. However, Macklemore's career should have been better. Partly his fault, partly ours. But if you learn anything about this Macklemore story, is that more success doesn't always guarantee more happiness. In fact, it can actually cause more turmoil. Thank you guys for checking out this video. YouTube recommends these 2 other videos to check out after this one. Until next time, peace.